Currently, there are over 500 brawler skins inside of Brawl Stars, along with just hundreds of other cosmetics. I mean, this is just an insane number, and it will only keep on growing as more and more brawlers get added. Plus, there are just bigger Supercell make campaigns as well for Brawl Stars, and that will just add a bunch more skins. There is no doubt that skins are a big part of the game, but is there such a thing as too many skins? I mean, no one can really remember all of the skins in the game, and at a point they may all just start losing value as there are so many of them and they don't feel as special, but there also is just a possibility that more skins is better. So today we'll really just be looking at this situation and seeing if it is truly a problem and what possible solutions there could be. So let's get right into it. First, let's go back to the beginning to just see the origin of the skins and what part they played in the game back then to just see the evolution of them. When the game came out in beta, there were only a handful of skins for a couple of the brawlers, and the skins definitely weren't anything like super special, though this would be the start of something super special. The first ever skin to be added to the game after the initial release was the El Rey skin for El Primo, and ever since then, we have just been getting more and more skins in the game. And these have always just been seen as kind of premium because you either have to buy the skins or get them from something like a Brawl Box or Star Drop, with there occasionally being one available for free. But over time, the hype would just increase for the skins as well because there were more coming out, and that increased the chances of there being a skin that everyone would like. And a strong community also started forming around the skins, and it would get to a point where people would play the game just to unlock certain skins, or maybe to unlock every skin or something. Plus, there would also be a community that revolved around just making artwork for the various skins, and it is also a reason as for why Supercell Make became a thing. Supercell just saw the skin community growing, and they even saw how people were coming up with their own skin ideas, so they decided to make a program that would help bring those ideas into the actual game, and the program has been pretty successful so far. There obviously is some controversy around purple skins winning, and even Brawl Stars themselves acknowledge that. However, that isn't like the end of the world, and we will talk about it a little later into the video. But anyways, that has kind of been like a quick overview of the evolution of the skins in the game and the community that formed around them, and that brings us to the present day where we have the question of, does Brawl Stars have too many skins? This is really a complex question since there are just a bunch of different things about the skins, and there are just so many types of them, and we really have to break that down in order to get an answer. So the first thing to look at is just the purpose of the skins in the game. The skins are kind of special in that they don't affect the gameplay at all, unless the skin is glitched or something, since that has happened a number of times before. But overall, the skins aren't supposed to have any effect on the gameplay, and they are just purely cosmetic items and are just meant for decoration in order to give a more personalized feel to the game, as people are able to pick between whatever skin they want. And with a majority of the skins not exactly being free, they are also a big contributor to the revenue of the game, and that is definitely a factor as for why we keep on seeing more skins. I mean, realistically, more skins means more money, which is a good thing for the company since it doesn't really cost them anything to make a skin, and they just get a bunch of revenue from them. They rarely have to go back and change skins or make adjustments, so the skins basically act like digital assets, as each skin in the game will just continue to make money well into the future unless it ends up getting removed or something, though I doubt that would ever happen. This shows that there is a clear profit-driven motive for Supercell to just add more skins to the game, and it also likely means that we won't be seeing a slowdown in the number of skins being added. I mean, there is literally a Supercell Make campaign for 6 whole brawlers, and this is just massive as it is the biggest campaign, and it means Supercell is literally having the community make 6 skins on top of whatever skins Supercell themselves are making. This just means we are going to be getting more skins at possibly a faster rate because we also have more brawlers in the game, and I'm sure Supercell would want to keep releasing skins for each brawler at a reasonable time, which will make them publish skins more frequently. However, this increase in production could just mean that the skins are seen as less special because they aren't as exclusive or anything, and it would also just become harder for people to get all the skins as they won't be able to keep up with faster production. A possible way to fix this would be to just lower the prices of the skins. However, that would also mean that the skins would have a lower value, and I'm also sure that many people would be upset over this change, as it may make it feel like purchasing previous skins was a waste if the price got reduced. It also also isn't like completely impossible for the prices to be reduced for all of the skins, because we have seen it happen multiple times with individual skins as well as just other cosmetics like the sprays, which had prices reduced by over 50% in some cases. In that case, there was a reimbursement program, so that is a good sign. However, I'm not sure if they would do it with the skins. Also, I do want to take a look at Counter-Strike, since that game also has a ton of skins, and I feel like it is quite similar to Brawl Stars in the skin regard, despite the games being quite different. Counter-Strike just has a ton of different skins, and there is no way that anyone would recognize or memorize all of the skins. I mean, there may be a few people, but the average or even active person wouldn't know all of the skins. Inside of that game, the main significance the skins hold is really in their rarity and quality, with people not caring at all about low rarities, but people willing to pay thousands of dollars for the higher rarity and exclusive skins. Now, I definitely don't want there to be any sort of real money trading or anything for the skins inside of Brawl Stars. However, I fear that the skins will just get reduced to rarities, where people would only care about the rarities of the skins you have rather than the actual skin designs and stuff, the same way it is in Counter-Strike. So by looking at Counter-Strike, we saw an example of a game that also has a lot of skins, and now they have mostly been condensed to just rarities and quality, where people only care about the money and collector side rather than the actual skins themselves. I fear that this is something that may happen to Brawl Stars with too many skins, because people just won't remember all of the skins. If something like this were to happen, then I'm sure it would actually be a lot further down the line, since the situation isn't that bad yet. However, there is a chance for it to get to that point. So as of right now, I don't think that Brawl Stars has too many skins or anything, especially when you consider how many of them are just different color variants of the same skin, such as the soccer skins or the mecha skins. Those ones, along with other similar ones, just add on a lot of extra numbers and it overinflates it. However, I still do think that there is a strong risk of there being too many skins in the game in like a year or two. But I think by that point the game would also just naturally lose a bit of steam, and it would just take a step back, and that would hopefully include the release of brawlers as well as the skins. That just seems like the best way of going about it in my opinion, because it makes no sense to slow down at the current moment, but it also doesn't make sense to continue going this fast in the future. Also, I do want to point out Fortnite as a game that also just has a ton of skins, and it is probably the most similar to Brawl Stars, and in that game the skins and other cosmetics are just a big mess. Most people really only use just a few skins and don't care about the rest of them, and probably don't even know about like half the skins in the game. There used to be a point where you knew all the skins, but now there are just too many to remember, and you kind of just stop caring about the skins, and there is a risk of that happening to Brawl Stars. But anyways, that's it for this video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments if you think Brawl Stars has too many skins, and with that, I'll see you all in the next one.